All right, hello everybody. Going to be doing some figure studies today. Sorry, incoming sound. Not your computer, it's mine. How's everyone doing? If you didn't see the message, I may have to be muting some today, so we'll just see how things go. But we are going to jump into half an hour of warm-up studies. And I see that there was already hot competition in the chat for the Okami versus Journey debate. I'm not gonna lie, guys, Journey looks to be catching up. I mean, Okami looks to be catching up. We'll see how it plays out. They're both neck and neck right now. But I hope you guys are doing well. Let me scroll up and say hi to everybody. And also, let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I had to fiddle the audio settings a little bit because I'm not in my studio, so let me know how it sounds. If it sounds bad or if anything's too loud or quiet or whatever. There are references, by the way, at the top of chat. If anyone needs those, feel free to click the link. Just beware if you're doing studies somewhere that is like a public place. Some of the figure study things, like the links in that folder, are maybe not necessarily, the safest of work-safe images, depending. Nothing should be gratuitous, but there are options of model types. I'll just say that. So just be aware, but I'm trusting that you're all adults here. And just be sure that if you do any studies that you share in my Discord, please make sure that they are work safe. That's all I ask. So, and if you guys hear like construction sounds, I'm so sorry. It's a little awkward. There's like people coming in and out of my apartment, like doing all kinds of re-plumbing basically for the 2 units here. So, anyway, how's everybody doing? Let me say hi to folks. Rue, welcome in. Good to see you. Let me fix the sound here. Amaze, of course. Thank you both for being here and for the help. Hey, Paleontologist VA, how you doing? Let's see. I see a bunch of people clicking the game buttons. Hey, Raga, how are you doing? Thanks for being here as well. You guys ready to draw some people? You guys know this isn't always my favorite topic, but it is really important. So I do try to do figure drawing at least once a month. I may start upping this, to be honest, and try to do 2 figure drawing sessions a month. It feels like one's probably not enough. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. If you guys like these or if you don't. Let's see. Oops, oh no, Pandarius. You got grabbed. No worries. Yeah, that does happen in Discord. That's part of why I don't get into Discord voice chats, honestly, is because, especially if it's not like a server I know, just because it's so much harder to control like what's going on in there. So I hear you. Don't worry, I will try not to say any unhinged things as much as possible here on stream. Although, no promises. I have my own flavor of unhinged. This is what kids are like. Yeah. At what point do you start to feel old, right? It's like, part of me wonders, like, am I just so far removed from my youth that this is just behavior that I look down on, or is this like a whole new type of human? Oh my gosh, Pandarius, don't even start. Don't get me started on the teaching thing. Yeah, no, I'm gonna do everything in my power to not have to be back in the classroom. We'll see how my life pans out. I may end up having to use my teaching degree. I'm getting kind of tired of the whole 2 jobs, dead-end job, part-time gig to pay for health insurance thing, so we'll see. But, yeah, I do not want to be back in the classroom. Yeah, for sure. Kind of tired but good. Well, the good, Ultimate Pumpkin Pie. I'm glad to hear that you're doing good despite your tiredness. I feel you. I managed to get a decent amount of sleep last night, so I'm not just like totally delirious for these morning streams. Atomic Sorcery, by the way, thank you for that lurk. I don't know if you can still hear me, but I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who lurks, honestly, even if you don't stop in and say hi. If you've ever followed me and just decided to hang out here, it means a whole lot. Really helps me out. Be a Diesel, hey, how you doing, friend? Good to see ya. Okay, Frozen Yak, hey, you only can draw people if they're made out of sticks. Well, we are going to talk about how to break that down if you'd like, Frozen Yak. I bet you could, you just haven't tried. gosh, the people who've been here for my rants about schema could probably tell you for me. But that just means you haven't progressed past the initial symbol drawing stage of art. There's various developmental art stages, and a lot of people stop there because they just, I can get the point across, I'm not interested in pursuing this, but I bet you're capable of more than you think you are, and I'm going to stop there before I go on my rant. But even better, but you're here at least on Amaze. I hope you're okay. Amaze, as always, and to any of my mods, if you can't be here for some reason, or you're not feeling well, or something's going on in your life, like, please don't feel like you have to be here. I hope it's not a stressor for you, but always happy to see you, of course. Came in, asked what you're talking about, then asked how old. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's just rude. That's just a dumb kid being annoying. Yeah. Yeah. That's just really poor social skills, I think. Pantarius, also. I do think the internet has this weird side effect of, like, removing people's filter and not doing a great job of helping people understand what's okay and what's not. For sure. It's hard to tell what's behavior and what's the internet, you know? It's anonymous, my words don't count. Yeah, I feel like people just don't think through the consequences of their actions, yeah. But I'm sorry you had to listen to it, because it's still annoying to listen to. Let's see, Ultimate Pie, I see so many things that make me think I'm old and I'm absolutely should not. Yeah, I think age is relative, you know? I mean, I'm definitely not a teenager, but I don't think I'm old. I think it depends on how well you take care of yourself, and if you're staying active, and if you're keeping your mind active, I think is a big part of it. Staying curious, guys, is a huge way to keep your brain nice and healthy, and that's part of what we try to encourage here. The whole point of doing observational drawing is to train your observational eye, and to learn how to be a more astute observer of the things you're around you or things you're looking at, and that's what makes you a better artist. That's literally how you do it. It's you learn to be observant, to notice small details, because then you can bring those small details into your artwork, and that's literally what sets artists apart. So, lifelong learner, exactly, Rue. I had an okay weekend, Isol. Don't throw pencils at me, Amaze. You don't have to wait on me. I'm looking up preferences. I did pull up this skeletal. I've done so many skeletal muscle studies. I don't think I'm going to actually do a muscle study today. If you want to do a skeleton or a muscle study before you get into it, I do recommend that, especially if you haven't done that in a while. It does help you kind of reacquaint yourself with basic anatomy and how you know, like where do the shoulders sit on the rib cage, and how do the muscles attach the shoulders to that part of the body, and like all that kind of stuff. So if you're not super familiar with human anatomy, cannot recommend enough doing a quick, even if it's just a gestural study of skeletons or muscles and that kind of thing. But I feel like I've started off the last like 5 figure drawing sessions with a skeletal or muscle study, so I'm feeling pretty okay about it. So I think I'm going to move on into some gesture drawing. And I'm just trying to find a reference. But like I said, you guys don't have to wait on me. Like, I know sometimes it takes me a minute to get going. I like to greet everybody, so please don't feel like you have to wait for me to start. Don't have to do the reference I'm doing. Pick your own. There's a link at the top. There's a Chinese proverb about living a long life, being a lifelong learner. Oh, really? Directly translated, it says, live till old, learn till old. Oh, I like that. Yeah, learn your whole life. I'm doing skeletons because it's spooky month? No, I guess it does look kind of spooky. I'm using this more as like a study tool, but sure, if you want to take it as like thematically spooky, go for it. Go for it. Okay. Oh, we should stretch too. If you haven't done your morning stretch, let's do that together. I think I know which one I'm going to pick. I just can't remember if I've done this one or not. We've done so many at this point that I'm not sure any longer. I don't think I've done this one, so I'm going to copy this one and I'm going to use this one as gestures. I'm going to start with gestures and just see how I feel. I may not leave gestures. They are really fun for me. I feel less pressure with a gesture because it's like I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to like draw a thing, like draw like the movement of a figure, and I have more fun with that, I think, too. So anyway, I'm going to start with that. I think I did 30-second gestures last time to start. I think I'll do that again, because that really kind of loosens me up and forces me to just like make marks. And then we'll move into like minute, 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute or something. I don't know, I'll figure it out, guys. You guys know I will eventually. But hey Tarzia, how you doing? Oh, you're just finishing your live figure drawing session. Oh my gosh, Trizia, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. I'm also a little jealous. I wish that I could find a live figure drawing session that I could go to. Let's do a quick stretch. And Isla, I can't remember if I answered your question, but my weekend was okay. Yeah, it was okay. I worked Saturday and had Sunday off, and now I'm here working the last 2 days. I do feel like my posture has gotten really bad this last week. I think I've just been streaming so much. It's just gotten in the way of a lot of stuff. Wait, what? Vodka and chocolate? Wait, what are we talking about? What is going on, Ryu? Is that what you're having for breakfast? Is that your snack? Actually, I did just eat some dark chocolate for my snack. I'm doing my weird stretch, guys, my posture stretch. Don't mind me. Everybody unshrimp yourself, curve your spine, all that good stuff. Ignore the banging sounds. And then relax. Once you've pushed your shoulder blades together, just relax into an upright pose, and it should... Sorry for all the banging sounds, guys. The plumber is just like slamming doors everywhere for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, just relax your shoulders into a sitting pose, and it should sort of kind of cinch you upright over time. So, just a little tip. Oh, you too, Mayor of Canada. Nice. Yeah, this is like a dual issue here. Hey, Ray of Sun, how are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, Truzzy, I bet it is. It's been a really long time since I've taken a live figure drawing class. But seriously, for anybody who's never done one, I highly recommend it if you want to get better at drawing. It's the fastest way to learn. It's just going to force you to do so much more. Guys, I don't know. Sorry, I just keep getting these weird messages. I apologize in advance if anyone ever tries to DM me and I don't get back to you. I get so many, like, random DMs these days. It's like, I almost just, like, ignore my DM alerts now. Does anyone else feel that way? Like, there's just so much spam out there. Yeah, please feel free to share some references. If you guys find any cool references, as long as they're work safe, please just post them in the stream event section. You wish we could be here as well? Yeah. But I bet you're learning so much, Tarzia. That's so cool that you're taking the initiative to do that. I hope you've probably already started to see the benefits, but I really feel, I don't know, maybe it's not the same for you, but for me, when I was taking figure drawing classes, I feel like my skills, like, they doubled so quickly. And I wish I could get back in there and do more. But that's all right. That's all right. When you don't have the option to do that, it is okay to use images like this to study. Don't feel like you can only progress if you can draw in person. But yeah, I'm going to set a timer. 30 seconds. If 30 seconds doesn't sound like enough time to you, you could do a different timer. I like 30-second sketch sessions because it forces me to make decisions and move quickly. And then I can't overthink stuff, which is the biggest issue that I have personally with drawing. So if I'm forcing myself by a timer to not nitpick, it tends to make me actually notice the whole, like the proportions or what I notice first, and the lines, all that stuff, like the lines of movement, and so I can't get too caught up in detail. So anyway, that's the benefit for me. But if you want to go slower and do like a minute or 2 minutes, whatever it takes to loosen you up to where you're not being super fidgety with your work. If you're not sure what it looks like to do a gesture, I'm not saying I'm like the expert on it by any means, but like I always say, not a pro, just here trying to learn. But yeah, here I'll do a few. You can watch me do the top row and see if that looks like something that you'd like to try. I do recommend doing it in traditional media also. Sometimes it can be a little faster if you have like charcoal or graphite sticks or something. Sometimes it's just like helping use your whole arm can really help with your gesture. So, okay, let me do a 30-second gesture. I'm gonna do 32 seconds because it takes me about that long to hit the start button and then get my pencil where it needs to be. So, here we go. All right. So I'm just looking for like muscles, you know, the general shape of something, moving as fast as possible, trying to get the proportions correct before I jump into anything else. So there was one. I've still got 7 seconds actually. I feel like that was I don't know what else to do now because I don't want to get too detailed. All right, so that's like an example of a quick gesture. Let's do another one. But I really like it because it just forces me to go loosely and not worry about, yeah, like Slappy's saying, just get into the flow. Like just focus. Like what I was thinking of is like kind of like we always talk about, right? When we do these studies from reference, I'm always trying to get people to pay attention to the big groups of the anatomy, right? So you've got like the rib cage, the hips, the head, and then of course these big like thigh shapes when you have muscle and stuff when you're not just doing skeleton. But try to get those proportions in first, and then you can start doing shadow or whatever else you'd like to do. So usually with 30-second gesture, you're not going to get too much detail unless you're just like magical speed demon or something. But let's do another one. Or I will do another one. You guys do what you want. And be okay with it being bad too. Remember, like, we're getting the bad drawings out. So we're not looking for perfection here. We're just looking for practice. We're just looking for observation. Try to keep your eye paying more attention to the figures that you're looking at rather than where you're drawing. Because if you're just drawing here and only glancing occasionally at your reference, you're going to end up drawing what you think you see rather than what you actually see. And so what we're trying to do is draw what we actually see instead of making it up in our minds. Okay, let us do another. Starting another timer. Maybe I'll try to go a little more focused this time. So think about movement, think about weight, think about like where the figure is leaning on what parts of the body. Just quickly assess angles if you can. Get me through. And then even if it looks kind of wonky at first, you can go back in and fix it after. These are great poses. I like these. And you're not here. There we go. Dismiss. Yeah, they can be really satisfying. I really enjoy gesture drawing. So it's definitely my favorite part of the figure drawing process, I should say. And of course, as I keep saying, you're always going to benefit more from drawing from life, but this is still a good practice to do, even if it is already flattened for you. And when I say flattened, I just mean this is a 2-dimensional image that's a photograph of a 3-dimensional person, but it's already kind of been 2D, like put into 2D for my brain. So my brain's not having to take a 3-dimensional object and figure out where to put the lines, because the lines are already kind of there because it's flat, you know? This is why when you go to a figure drawing class, your brain's going to have to work harder and you're going to learn more because you're having to take something 3-dimensional and figure out how to learn from that. Very, very different. It's like this, but on steroids. Okay, start that button again. And there is also something about the accountability, I think, of being in a figure drawing session, which is part of why I love that people hang out with me here and keep me accountable to doing this. Because as quick as this is, you'd think I would have been able to squeeze this in the last few years, but honestly, I don't do the amount of studies that I should because I just do other things with my time. But with you guys here, you're making sure that I do it, showing up at the art gym. I appreciate you. There we go. I hear you. I hear you. Oh, you're good, Smiley. Okay. Let's move on down to the next row. Man, I really like 30-second gestures, but maybe I should move up to a minute. You can kind of make that assessment for yourself depending on how warmed up you feel. Like maybe just a few 30-second gestures is all you need. I really like them. Maybe I'll do the same pictures. I'll do 30 minutes of these and then or 30 seconds and then maybe a minute. Because I really like these poses too. Some really good ones out there. Absolutely using the art gym to force yourself through some freelance work. Excellent. Hey, accountability works. That's honestly part of why I think I like streaming so much. It doesn't work for me when I'm having to problem solve. Like if I'm having a problem solve, then I get really distracted by streaming. But just like working through like the tedious part of like painting or drawing or doing studies, I think it really helps me. I've hung out in plenty of art streams though where they like don't have a cam, don't have a mic, they just share their screen and draw and work, and whoever wants to come watch them do that can. They have some chill music in the background, so if you're thinking of getting into streaming, don't feel like you have to do it the way that I'm doing it or the way somebody else is doing it. There's room for all different types of art sessions, and all different kinds of people will enjoy them. So, okay, there's my one plug for our Twitch for the day. Let's get back to work. Also, hey Chris, right? Hope you're doing well. I think I'm gonna do, maybe I'll up it to 45 seconds. We'll just work our way up. Give myself a little more time to do some shading or something. Okay. 45 seconds, so these were 30 seconds. Do some 45s. And I would say also, just because you give yourself more time, try to still make yourself work quickly and make those decisions quickly. You'll find that if you think, oh, I've got all the time in the world, you're going to start doing all the fiddly things that keep you from being like successful with making assessments about the proportion and the figure. The eraser tool is your friend also. Okay. I feel like there's not a huge difference between my 45 and my 30. See, I think I did go a little slower. And I guess it's only like 15 more seconds, but still. Slow start to today. Hey, it happens. It happens. All right, let's do another 45. I do recommend adding, if you're using a phone timer, giving yourself an extra second or so to get from your phone to your tablet or your paper or whatever you're using. Because it takes me like 2 seconds to find my spot. So still looking for the proportions, the large shapes first, checking all of the structural things. I always love an arm shape. I don't know why. I've always thought arms were really fun to draw. Move these over and I'll do one more. Slowly working my way up to it. I'll do 1 minute and 30 for the next one. You find arms easier than legs. Gotta make sure. We could do a leg day. I think it'd be fun to do a leg day. I think we could do, we've done like parts of the body before. We've done like faces, hands, feet. We've done portraits. We could do like a back and shoulders day, just like studying the anatomy of the back. Because that's a place that I feel like I struggle. Like stomach, legs. I think all of that would be... We could do that if you guys are interested. I certainly need to practice all the things, so... But yes, don't skip leg day at the gym. always a good tip there. I just like the I don't know, something about this shape is just really like fun to draw, you know? It's like doo-doo-doo. That like knobbly arm bone bit. I don't know. See, this is all me just drawing with imagination, obviously, not reference. Oops. Oop, I messed up my brush, hold on. Okay, one more 45-second, and then I will switch over. Also, I will have a hiccup. I'm using too thick of a brush too, actually. That is one of the downsides of digital, is you have to spend time, like, I don't know, fooling with things. I feel like sometimes analog is a little easier. Hey Nesborg, how you doing? It's good to see you. Also known as a Nobelian structure. Wait, what? Oh yeah, the Nobelian structure of the elbow. Super Nobelian, yeah. Just like it also makes that sound. It's very scientific. We're very scientific around here, guys. Did you know all these scientific terms? I don't know. Something's really like satisfying about that though, to me. So these don't look a whole lot different to me, other than that I did a little more shading, I guess. Yeah, move on to a 1.5 minutes, I think. Yours sound like glow stick cracking. Oh, that's good. Not good? I don't know if that's good, Diesel. But good luck with it. I'm also drawing way larger than the figure, so that's exciting. Okay, 1 minute poses now. I have that problem with one of this. See, speaking about feeling old, that makes me feel old. I've always had like a hip that cracks. Yeah, ever since I was a teenager. It like always makes me feel so old. But I don't have that problem with my elbows, I don't think. They call you old xylophone bones. Do they? Do they, Easel? Good old xylophone bones over there. Xylobones? Could be a thing. Make it a thing. Oh, xylobones. Okay. Anyway. They actually do? Do they really, Easel? Oh my gosh. Who's they? Who are these they? I've never heard anyone call you that. Alright, I think I'm gonna use a slightly smaller smaller brush so I can get a little more detailed since I'm going into a longer session. I could probably press a little lighter too. I'm just really bad about doing that. Yeah, I might need to find a brush that undulates better between thick and thin. I don't know. You were expecting figure study to be figurative rather than literal. Were you? Were you, Ulod? And well, we are figuratively analyzing the literal human body and literally drawing it, so. Mostly select view on stream, but I'm getting the okay, well, I'll help you if that's the thing you want to make. You just, now that you've let me know. You know, old xylobones it is, you know? Alright, I'm going to change this to 1:30, give myself a little more time to do some detail. It is a little hard, I guess, because I chose a really blurry set of reference images, so I don't know how detailed I'll be able to get, but I'm going to try anyway. So I'm going to do 1:30. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Ludman. Thanks for coming in. Just doing some gesture warm-ups today. But the nice thing about these is they're quick, right? So you can get a lot done, and then if you have, usually I'm like, okay, maybe like half of these will come out decent and the other half are gonna be trash. But still, like I said, still, even if you give yourself more time, still try to go as quickly as possible, because you really want to get the big gestures in. Get the weight of the figure as much as possible. And pay close attention to where you're noticing muscles flexing or slack or like the shifting of the body. These are all things you can bring into drawings. especially if you want to do imaginative work. It's very helpful to do studies like this. And try not to nitpick as much as possible. Oh, you guys, I'm shrimping. Help, don't shrimp. Oof, the head proportions on this are bad. Alright, I hear you. Shrimping is a way of life, is it? Muscles slacking? Those lazy muscles better get their act together. You're right, Ulodnin. You're right. Yeah, you can do line of action if you want. I actually don't prefer to just draw lines through my figures unless I'm doing really quick. Like, I'll do them in my 30-second ones. But I prefer to do shape blobs. But line of action is definitely something you can use. A line of action, for those who don't know, is like if you draw a line through where the weight of the body is, for the most part, to help guide your drawing, to guide where you put your proportions. I wouldn't say that it's like, I don't feel like there's like rules necessarily. So if you want to do that, feel free. Like, this is where I would say the line of action is. This is it. Just kind of like where the most weight of the figure is landing. And so you've got like the slope. So it shows you like the curve of the spine, kind of the slope or the angle of the body. Those are all lines of action. I find that I end up working around my line of action personally. So I don't do them very often. Only on these, like you'll see me do them occasionally. On the faster ones. But that doesn't mean I'm doing it right. That doesn't mean that anyone's doing it right or wrong. It's just these are all tools you can use in your arsenal to help you out. So, yeah, it follows the spine, but you can also do line of action. It doesn't have to follow the spine either, because I would say this is the line of action. For me, I always ground the line of action and wherever the weight of the figure is going to be. But like I said, if it helps you out, go for it. If you'd rather use it for a spine, like I said, there's not really hard and fast rules. It's just like whatever is helping you get your structure down. You'll know if it's helping or not if your end result looks the way you want it to. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do another one, minute 30. I tend to be more shapes, so like if you watch the way I do it, I definitely am more like find the big groups of the body first. Find the way that the foreshortening is happening or where the muscles are going. I tend to draw sculpturally, because that's just how I think about things when I'm drawing, and so it tends to come out in my gesture. Oh no! Ah! Wasted precious seconds hitting the wrong keys on my keyboard. Yeah, I need to find more detailed, like higher resolution pictures. Sort of, I'm not able to get super detailed here. And again, guys, sorry for all the door slamming. I promise my apartment's not breaking. It's just, well, it's being broken, but I'm not the one breaking it. It's being reconstructed, part of it. Ah, the foot is cut off. You can't see the foot. This is like when there's grass in a picture. Alright, one more. Minute 30. Seems a bit more complicated than lights, camera, action. That's where mine went when you said line. Oh, loading in. All right, let's do 1 more minute 30. Do love a gesture. So yeah, I always find the rib cage, the hips, and sort of figure out where, like how the proportions, like how the muscles are interacting with each other and where the weight of the figure is focused. Tends to be what I find helpful. It also helps me remember things like better, I think. But again, as we all know, and as if you weren't aware, you saw yesterday, my brain doesn't like lines very much. I'm much more a shapes and organic things person. So that could also just be a shortcoming of mine. All right, that's much taller than that, but it doesn't matter. Would be nice to get better lighting on these subjects so I could actually see some nice shadows. All right. 1 minute 30 seconds. There we go. Saving so I don't lose that. The foot is cut off. It would be a brutal. Yes, Nesporg, it would be. Definitely would be. Okay. Well, there's my progression of 30 second, 45 second, and 1 minute 30. Yeah. I need to find some probably higher res pictures to do some more studies from if I'm going to keep going longer than 1 minute 30. Just because you can't see a lot of the detail in this figure, it's a pretty low res image. So let's go find another one. Saving one more time just in case, because you never know with technology. So yeah, guys, I don't know how long I'll go today because it sounds like this construction might take like 2 hours, and I just don't know if I want to stream with all this noise in the background. So, oh, these are great poses, Mace. Thank you for sharing. Let's see if I can find some higher resolution images. True Ref is great. I feel really nice lighting. Let's see, reference packs. You know. You guys, hold on, I'm having trouble finding a high resolution version of this. Let's do a different one. I was trying to find like a series of images that were high resolution. Give me 1 second, because I think a Dorcas Doc does a good job. It typically has some pretty good options. I can't remember if we've done this one before. But the lighting is really nice. think I've done one of these before, but I'll go ahead and do this one. Okay, sorry, I had to think about it for a little bit. Hiccup. I'm gonna keep these higher resolutions so I can actually see them. Cool. Those are not too bad. If you need, like, there's so many, I've got links to all of these reference sites that I'm pulling these from in my Pinterest board. So if you want, if you're interested in like joining one of these sites or like having access to high resolution reference images, I highly recommend checking them out. But these are just the preview images, and I think that they'll do for gesture drawing. You know, it's not going to give you all the detail, but it's going to give you enough value. Like you can see like the lighting, like how it's brighter here, darker here. Kind of gives you a good idea of like the anatomical structure of the figure. So I think it'll be good. All right. Set me free. Okay, let's do. I'm gonna do 5 minutes, I think. So I'm still gonna try to go fast to get my structure in, and then I'm gonna add a little more, like give me a little more time to do some detail work. So that should be good. 5 minutes should be plenty of time. Whoops, sorry. Clicked the wrong thing there. Close, close, close. Okay. Set me free. They are some weird looking animals, Yanni. I agree. Humans are the weirdest animal. Pretty bizarre critters. How are you doing, Yanni? It's good to see you. Okay. I think this is where my sketches are. Let me label this really fast. Sketch. There we go. Okay. Alright, 5-minute timer is on, and I'm gonna start. But I hope you're doing well, Yanni. We're just doing some figure studies. I'm doing gesture studies, and I think I'm working my way up to a longer study, but yeah. Welcome on in. Good to have you with us as always. Only if you want to. We got links to refs at the top of chat if you need them. So what I like to do is look for reference points, like how close the elbow is to the hip here. Oh, speaking of animals, Emmaus has requested a draw me an animal. I will do that after my 5-minute studies. And just as a little teaser, I guess I should probably focus and talk about this later. Oh, it scared me. I've got plans to up the number of Draw Me an Animal games we can play on stream for the Friday celebration. So if anyone comes back on Friday for the 2K celebration, you can expect that to be an increased option. Hopefully it'll be fun. I've never planned a stream party before, so I'm kind of nervous. I don't really know what to do, but I don't know if I've planned enough, but I think with my track record, I feel like I always plan too much and then don't get to all of it, so hopefully it'll just be like that. It's better to have too much than not enough. I think I drew that heel too high. I sure did. Oh my gosh, thank you, Vaunted. I appreciate that. Follow. Well, come on in. I'm sorry I'm not paying super close attention to chat right now, but I will after my 5-minute study is up. And I hope you guys are having fun doing studies. It's a good little warm-up. I feel like figures, like gesture studies especially for me, you tend to be good warm-ups. I feel like I did a quick gesture of this pose once. And you can always use your skeletal and muscular studies references as well when you're trying to interpret a pose. If you're not quite sure like what's going on with the shoulder, for example, you can scroll up and go look at your muscle reference and your shoulder reference, all that good stuff. Really thin models like this, it's I feel like a lot easier to see the underlying bone and muscle structure. But that's especially useful if you have a thicker model. Just to help you remember, like, proportion still counts, it's just harder to interpret from the figure itself. Sometimes. Oh, did I? Good, I'm glad. Do people usually say V haunted? I don't know, it just seemed to roll off the tongue, you know? Listen, you got lucky. Sometimes I'm extremely wrong, so I'm glad I could get it right. Hope you're doing well. Alright, love the values though. This is a great value study right here. I'm just gonna do line values because I only gave myself a few minutes. So I'm not gonna like go too crazy, I don't think. Maybe, we'll see. Sometimes I do go crazy. But it's really helpful to practice your values because it can help you do things like right here, like see where the muscle is, you know? Like see where that would be on a human figure. The one downside, I will say, to drawing clothed models is that the clothing is going to alter your values. The clothing is going to make it, like right here, it's like pulling on the skin. There's some like skin pouching right there. And so you're just not going to get a complete picture of how, like, you know, it's going to obscure muscles, it's going to obscure things. So again, if you're ever able to take a live figure drawing class, highly recommend it. If it's your first time drawing an unclothed model, it can be a little awkward, but it's highly worth it and you'll get over it really fast. You'll start paying more attention to the details rather than, you know, other things. You'd be surprised how quickly that happens.
You see how you got that thing there?
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I may have to mute for a second. There's gonna be a lot of conversation here about the bathroom. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear. Okay. I think I also kind of handicapped myself a little bit by drawing much larger for this one. I need to probably keep it smaller still so that I can get more done because I didn't quite get to finish in 5 minutes, but that's okay. No worries, Wanted. It's good to have you here. Okay, let me... Nasborg says you wanted to work on a comic, but you're just sitting here procrastinating making a tea. Hey, there's nothing wrong with having a tea. I have a tea. Sometimes a tea with a little bit of art gem is all you need, you know? Gestures are so nice. I like the fast ones too. I feel like I skip out of gestures so quickly when I start to increase the time. So for this next one, I'm going to try to work smaller again and really keep it more gestural and just let myself do more detail at a smaller size. I think I'll get more out of it that way. But Kalugo, we will do that after the ad break. And let me go ahead and mute because there's a lot of sounds happening. Okay, they said they're almost done, so that's good. Let me set up this next drawing. I'm probably going to draw through the ad, guys. I know that's not everyone's favorite. But it's already 11. And I feel like I've not accomplished very much. I also got somehow managed to get water all over my desk. I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe it was my tea lid? Oh, it smells really strong. Alright, stretch and hydrate, everybody. We'll be back in a few minutes. There is, just FYI if you're listening, going to be an ad break coming up in 2 minutes. 180-second ad break. I can barely hear my music. There we go. Excuse me, hiccups. Okay. Gonna move this drawing. Alright. Okay, and also, just for anybody who doesn't know, we do have Stream Ink going on today, and I think it's Kevo Kalala's day, yep, for Honey. And I don't know when he's streaming, but if you're trying to keep up with Stream Ink, today is Honey. I am also going to try to catch up today, Rue. I've got stuff back in the studio. As soon as they're done with this, I'm going to be running over to the studio to like finish my announcement about the party on Friday, the stream party, and figure out the timeline for the sketchathon, how I want to do that with the goals to earn a printer, hopefully, we'll see. And yeah, just catch up on Stream Ink all day. I'm probably not going to stream it just because I need to focus. I don't know, we'll talk more about that after the ads, maybe. But most likely I will not be streaming it. We'll see. Ooh, loud sounds. Alright, 5 minutes. Let me do one more, and then after the ads, Amaze, I will do your Kaluko. Oops, hold on, I gotta restart my timer. There we go. Lost 10 seconds there. Ah, what the heck? Why isn't it letting me draw? Oh, there we go. Okay. Cancel, start. 3rd time's the charm. Gesture, gesture, gesture. Trying to keep it small and tight so that I can actually finish it. Something I like to do when I'm looking at these poses is think about how it would feel to stand in that pose. Like, think about where your muscles would be tensing. Kind of think about where you would have pressure, you know, where your body would be positioned, where your weight would be landing. And that can kind of help you think, at least it helps me think about that in my drawing, you know. The more you can, like, imagine it yourself, you know. I feel like I have done some of these before. They're feeling a little familiar. That's okay. Hey Crimson, how you doing? Spinning too long on the head. Okay. That hand is too large. And that's part of why I like to do shapes, is because it helps me to see pretty quickly when I've done something like way out of proportion. Go, let it all out. nice muscle study here. This must be a dancer. It's got very dancer anatomy.
So that thing's just simply push down, pull up, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Okay. Can I talk you out of the papers in that box?
What paper?
Whatever papers there were. I'll just...
Alright, perfect. Yeah, way easier to get all the value study in a smaller image in 5 minutes than that giant one I was trying to do earlier. Let's see. Beautiful things never last. Fire flies flesh. I wonder if I could do like a color study if I gave myself 10 minutes. I don't know, that might be too ambitious. I do like noticing things like the light being caught right there on the cloth in the front on the chest. It's really nice. Yeah, I hear you, alarm. I was talking to get my other seconds. Okay, sorry, Spicy John. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Crimson, how are you doing? And also, Spicy John, welcome in. It's good to see you. Sorry, I'm not good about paying attention to the ad breaks like I should be. I apologize. I'm doing well paying attention. Yeah, I was just doing a timed drawing, so sorry I wasn't paying attention to chat. Hey, Miss Yvette, welcome back from art camp. How was it? What did you do at art camp? Tell us all about it. That sounds like fun. Now you're thinking about cheeses and meats. Sorry, guys. Hey, Sir Cats, how you doing? Just doing some 5-minute timed gesture studies right now. So you'll have to pardon me if I don't pay super close attention while I'm drawing. It gets too distracting. Let's see. I like that I'm not the only one who yells at their alarm. Yeah. well, my alarm doesn't know that I had to pause because I messed up a pixel or I was like talking instead of drawing. I'm trying to get my full 5 minutes in, but even with that, I still kind of forgot to finish like the values here, but that's okay. An extra second of shading there. You're thinking of cheese and meats. Well, good. Out of ad jail. Welcome back. Here's a drawing I did while you guys were in ad jail, I guess. All right, let's do the draw me an animal thing really fast. Let's see, save. And I actually have on this computer, I've got a whole folder for draw me an animal, which I need to do on my other setup too. Here's the last one we did. Let's see. But it means the food's done. Oh, that's good. It was in the Carmel Monterey area. Oh, and no fog. That's great. That's awesome. Well, I hope you had fun. Sounds like it was probably fun. Is my music still playing? This song is always too quiet to hear. I have to like double the volume on this track because it's so quiet, which means watch out, the next track might be really loud. But let me go ahead and look at the draw me an animal request. Did we stretch? I think we did stretch. Hydrate. Did the hoopoo. All right, Kalugo. Have we done a Kalugo before? I can't remember. I do have a Discord, Miss Yvette. Yeah, you can show. We've got art. We've got an art share section if you want to share anything in the art share. And if anyone is doing a study along this morning, oh, look at that. Amazes so fast. If anyone's studying along, doing either figure studies or just any kind of drawing from observation, that's really what defines a study. Yeah, Jinx, exactly. So just make sure you don't put it in the warm-up studies section unless it's actually like a study. I probably need to make like a definition of study, but hopefully it's clear enough that like, if the purpose of the image was to learn, then it's a study. If it's a finished piece that used reference to create, that is not a study. So anyway, just make sure you just put it in the art share section and not the warm-up study section. But if anyone is doing any studies, drawing along, whether it is figure drawing or some other type of study, maybe you're drawing something from life, like you're drawing your plant or your cat or something that you can see or a photograph that you took, feel free to share it. You don't have to draw what I'm drawing. The whole point is to make a study and to encourage other artists to actually do the hard work of doing studies. Because studies are what make you grow as an artist. And they're also something that we all hate doing. So that's why we call it the art gem. And that's why we're here. You think I recognize that model? Is that Saki? I don't know. You mean the one I was just drawing from? This one? I have no idea. It's possible. I have it on my Pinterest board if you want to go check. Also, how you doing, Atomic Sorcerer? You're welcome back. We are doing a Draw Me an Animal right now of a Colugo. So the way the Draw Me an Animal works, if you've never watched me do it, basically, did I spell that right? You can go look it up. You can try to draw what you think it might be. I did spell it right. I'm going to draw, and I can't use reference. No hints are allowed, so please don't give me any hints in chat about what it is. But feel free to look it up on Wikipedia and just laugh as I draw it wrong. That's pretty much how this goes usually. Okay. Nice, Miss Yvette. I'll be looking at that later. Appreciate you sharing. You back to stock photography Kickstarter? Oh, it might be then. Yeah. How many years have I been... Oh, sorry, the song is loud. See, I told you guys the next one would be loud. Let me turn it down. Hopefully that's not blasting anybody's eardrums. Yeah, well, thank you for sharing, Miss Yvette. Let me know if that's too loud, folks. I'll let you know. Or you let me know and I'll change it, is what I'm trying to say. A schema of a study. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. How many years have I been studying animals? Is study even the right word? I was just a very animal-obsessed kid, and it never really stopped. Like, I was that kid who sat around and watched Animal Planet all day long, all weekend, like, all summer. The volume is low. Okay, good to know. I'll turn it back up then. The song is kind of quiet. Always say goodbye. How's that? Is that a little better? Can you hear it? I hear it without it hurting. I try to find animals with names that don't give away what it looks like. That's true. A Colugo is a really good one. This is a colloquial name. I do happen to know what this one is, Maze. But I don't know if I know how to draw it. But that's the thing. I feel like there's so many animals, right? And it's not like something you just sit down and memorize. But here, let me show you how it works. So I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes. I'm going to try to draw a Colugo from memory without using reference. You guys, like I said, feel free to watch along on Wikipedia, look what it looks like, and then together after 5 minutes, I'll look and see what it really looks like, and then we'll learn together about the animal for just a little bit. It's just kind of a fun little break that I like to do on my streams. You can stream it once per person, and I think 3 times per stream. But on Friday, during the celebration stream, we're going to do, I'm going to have shorter intervals, so you'll be able to redeem it more often, and more often per person. So like maybe 2 or 3 times a person. I don't want to get spammed with them, and I don't want the same person to be able to request the whole time, but it is going to be an 8-hour stream, so hopefully that'll spread it out so that people can actually do it. Okay, Colugo. So let's see, 5 minutes on the clock. It is 11, what time is it? Oh, 11:23, or no, 11:21. That's okay. I'll just go for about 5 minutes. So Colugo, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're like a arboreal, like a tree animal. I want to say that they are like a stretched skin membrane critter. I can't remember exactly how their skin membrane works. I want to say it's almost flying squirrel-like. And if I remember correctly, the reason I remember this animal is actually because I think, if I'm thinking of the right one, which I could be very wrong, but if I'm thinking of the right one, they have these really pretty spots everywhere. And long, I think they have like long, slightly fuzzy tails. I can't quite recall. But I want to say they've almost got like bird wing looking skin flaps. And that they live in the trees. So we'll find out in just a minute how correct or wrong I am. I could be completely misremembering this creature. Sometimes that does happen. I can be very confident sometimes, and then we go look it up and it's like, and none of that was right. I was thinking about the wrong animal. But I do think I actually pinned a few Colugos to my Pinterest board recently, so that might be why they're a little more fresh on the brain. But Spicy Jaw, I think it's just from a lot of watching, like I just watch a lot of animal documentaries, and I'm just genuinely curious about animals. I love animals. I think they're fascinating to look at. I like creature design, so I spend a lot of time looking at nature for inspiration. So it's not, I don't know that I've really studied animals. It's just more like I'm constantly trying to learn about them. And I guess maybe that's the same thing. I don't know. I suppose that's basically what you do when you study. It's an unintentional studying. The purpose wasn't to study. It was just kind of the side effect. But if I'm thinking of the right creature, then I think it looks something like this. It may have a little more skin around its neck. I might have drawn its neck too skinny. I just want to say I think it's got like a skin flap and spots. So that's what I'm thinking about right now. And then I'll throw in a little silly background and we'll go look and see, learn about it. You know, it's fun. I like this game. Thank you guys for playing it with me. Plus, it's really fun to learn about and like to share about new creatures, right? Like I like talking about animals with people. When I was a kid, I kind of wanted to be a conservationist or a marine biologist or some combination of like zookeeper. Like I really did want to work with animals, like pretty badly when I was a kid. And then when I got older, I realized you have to get a science degree to actually do things. And to get a science degree, you have to do math. So I pretty much just didn't do those things. Oh, hey guys, sorry, there's new folks in chat. I'll say hi in just a second. I'm on a timer right now. I've got like 2 minutes left to draw this creature. I can't remember exactly what its coat patterns are like, but I want to say it's something like this. But you know, just because I can't be an actual conservationist, it doesn't mean we can't talk about animals and learn about them and learn to like them and save them, like with the vaquita! Hashtag save the vaquita. I'm so glad that people were interested in that. I was really nervous about that stream. It's very different than my usual content. You can still type exclamation points vaquita if anyone wants to learn about that animal. We did a fundraiser to help raise money for vaquita conservation. So that still exists. I think all the other ones do too, I just can't remember them off the top of my head. And we have free vaquita emotes on my Ko-fi and my Patreon, so if anybody wants free vaquita emotes, they are free to use. I don't think I got the tail right. I want to say there's like stripes or something. I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. I've got 1 minute. Let's draw a tree. Tree. Wow, that animal is not sitting on a tree very well. It's on a branch of a tree. There we go. We'll just do a stick. Tree. There's leaves on it. Doink, 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 doink. Okay. Anyway. Alright, I think my timer's up. We'll see how close I got. But first let me say hi. Wow, this is the worst tree I've ever drawn. Please don't look at this tree, everybody. Let me listen. I know how to draw leaves, I swear. Just pretend it actually looks like a tree. Okay, anyway. Oh hey, Bill Nash, how's it going? Good to see you. I was hanging out on Bill Nash's stream last night, guys. He was doing going through some photographs. It was really interesting. It's too bad it was too late for me to stay up and keep watching. But Bill Nash, I don't know if you are still in here, but you did a really great talk on Photography 101 for Camp Chaos earlier this year, and I'm like super obsessed with it. And if you ever do something like that again, I'd love to know. Please advertise, because I wish I had had more time that day to actually take it all in. Or if you have that VOD saved somewhere. I feel like I need to go back. It was like a whole 101 course, like college course on like using a DSLR and like and all the different meanings for like what's aperture, what is ISO, like what is like how do you do like what is f-stop, what does that all mean, what's the best situation. Like it was really cool and a lot of info. Photography is like a little Something I've always wanted to get into, but just don't have time because my life is busy. But anyway, you guys should go follow Bill Nash. It sounds like he might be doing some more photography streams. So if you guys want to learn about photography, or if you're into that, go give him a follow. Really, really knowledgeable. And very chill to hang out with. Okay, let me catch up. I'm behind on chat really bad. The volume is so low. That's good. I think this one's loud. Let me turn that one down. Yeah, I like birds too, most of it. You were pumped that I was drawing it up in bird? I'm so sorry to have let you down, Diesel. You just want to take care of our antennas. That's fair. Hey, Ricodactylus! How are you doing? Good to see you. Interest in geology too, but the memorization that was required in biology totally shot my chance. Oh, I'm sorry, Rue. I didn't have a problem as much with memorization. It's literally just the math, like the science classes you had to take is what got me. Okay, let me, hopefully I didn't miss anybody in chat. Oh, hey, Sloppy, how you doing? I like camping, Sloppy Salamander. That's basically what Tarzan did, so I think I'd fit in quite well. I would miss the internet. Hey, I'm not squirreling. I'm talking to the chat. Who did that? I'll get down to you eventually. I'm just behind. It is a great hobby, yeah. All of your streams are open Q&A. You can always say, yeah, I probably will. Yeah. Don't worry, I'm a good question asker. You'll be tired of me pretty soon. Okay. Spicy jaw. That's okay. We're gonna look up the Colugo. And we're gonna learn about it together. See how close or far I got. Oh, I got the colors wrong. Who was I thinking of? Which one's the one that has all the spots? Oh no, this one does. It's a Rufus Sunda Colugo. This is the one I was thinking of. This one right here. I didn't get the eyes quite as creepy. But yeah, there's this one that's like reddish with spots. The Philippine Colugo. Let's learn about it. It's a flying lemur. Is it a type of lemur? Hold on. Let's actually look this up. See, why does it do that? Why does it go between dark and light every single time? Okay, so Colugo, arboreal, which means tree, they live in trees. Gliding, oh, I cannot say that word. Let's try. Euarchontalogrian. This is also why I couldn't be a biologist. Latin is like, what is any of this? Natives to Southeast Asia, their closest relatives are primates. There are only 2 species of colugos. The Sunda flying lemur, so okay, it's called a flying lemur, but I don't think it actually is a lemur, right? Maybe, we'll find out. And the Philippine flying lemur. Very cool. These 2 species make up the entire family. Okay. Nocturnal, tree-dwelling mammals. I want to see a picture of them flying. Here's where they live. Okay, yeah, so they glide. They are proficient gliders and thought better adapted for flight than any other gliding animal. Oh, that's cool. They can travel as far as 70 meters. That's pretty far, especially for a little guy. From one tree to another without losing much altitude. Wow. With a Malayan Colugo, individual having been observed traveling about 150 meters in one glide. Wow. That's crazy. I want to see a picture of them flying. Let's look at one. Maybe we might have to watch a video. But I just remember they have like all this skin. Like they almost look like a sack of skin. And it's really just their stretched out, it's like their wings or whatever, their gliding apparatus. They're really interesting creatures. So you can see like I guess it's kind of mummified, but you can see where all the skin is. So it's just like, they're like a living squirrel suit. Have you guys seen those? The flying squirrel suits that people put on to like jump off of cliffs? They're basically that, but like in animal form. It's crazy. Here's a mom with a baby. The baby is hidden somewhere. I don't see the baby. Let's look up I want to see a picture of one flying. Do you guys want to see that? Here, let me vet it first, make sure I don't look up something bad, but I want to see a picture of a flying Colugo. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a Colugo. This is from National Geographic. Surely this will be okay. Whoops, sorry, noises. Alright, National Geographic. Don't let me down, National Geographic. Hey, there it is. Look at that. Look at it. Look at that. It's like a flying blanket.
Get point of view perspectives from other kinds of animals. animals. This is kind of an interesting one. We built this very, very, very small camera you see right here, and this was actually put on something called a flying. It's known as a flying lemur. It's actually a colugo. It's
Not a lemur.
little
Got it.
mammal in Southeast Asia that, even though it's a mammal, it will fly. It'll glide from tree to tree to tree. And the challenge was to make a camera small enough that the animal would still fly.
Okay.
And
I want to see
a
it.
scientist attaches the camera to the colugo.
Colugo! Look at it!
There's a camera on
Look at it!
right there.
They're so cute.
And,
Look at him go!
he releases it, and it goes along and does its
He
whatever
hops!
it's gonna do. And
Look!
in this case, it's gonna climb a tree and
Wow. What a
hopefully jump
crazy
from one tree to another.
adaptation. Like, can you imagine just like getting to this point
So there's a
in your
jump.
evolution where it's like you're basically a flying blanket? Oh, this is so funny.
Second here.
You guys ready to fly with the Colugo? Here we go.
This nice gliding shot.
Look at that.
So you're literally flying with this tiny little
That's super fun. Okay, it's a little bit nauseating though. Let's.
shot again in slow motion.
I wanna see a video. Here, let's watch the opening again. Okay. That's pretty fun. Look at this thing. Flying blanket. Yeah, but this is why I like animals. Like, there's so much variety and there's always so much to learn about. Really cool creature, Colugo. I would do anything to keep these creatures happy. Right, Rhacodactylus? They're so cute. Hopefully they're not. Let's learn and see if they're endangered really fast. I always like to learn about that part. I always need to know how sad I need to be about nature and humanity when we do these, so let's find out. What level of sad? Hey, good news, guys. The Philippine flying lemur, not really a lemur. Least concern. They are totally fine. They are not endangered. Let's learn about the other one really fast. Oh, that one's also least concern. You guys, we did it. We're not killing everything. We did it. Great. So Colugos are not in danger, and we can appreciate them and learn about them because there's plenty of them, which is super exciting. Anyway, thanks, Amaze, for requesting the Colugo. I think I went a little too... Actually, I guess I didn't go crazy enough on the skin flaps. They should have some between the neck and the forearm. So it's like literally every appendage of this animal is connected by a skin flap, which is so crazy. Some may, oh, they certainly will. They certainly will. If creatures can survive a giant asteroid wiping out 95% of the Earth's biology, I'm pretty sure they can survive us. We won't survive us, potentially, but that's a conversation for another day. We like to keep it chill around here, so let's not go down that deep, dark rabbit hole. But yeah, thank you guys for learning about the Colugo with me. I hope you liked it. Feel free to look up more about it. Let me know if you found out anything interesting. Alright, so that was Draw Me an Animal. We can redeem that once every 30 minutes, and that's pretty much every stream. That's an option. Like I said, I'm probably going to increase that rate on Friday, just to celebrate as part of the 8-hour celebration stream. So come back if you want to see me doing stuff for 8 hours. The dolphins are going to take us out. No, they're gonna peace out and say thanks for all the fish. Haven't you seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Amaze? Related to tree shoes, very cool. But yeah, hopefully, I don't know, see Spicy Joe, like, how do you not just want to look up more stuff? That's the thing I don't really get. Like, I don't understand how people aren't interested in learning more about animals, because nature is, like, all over the place. Like, how do you not just want to learn all the things? Thank you for the stretch, Grimson. I appreciate that. But anyway, on Friday, on the 11th, I'll be streaming all day. And I think we're going to do, like, 2K themed things. So I think right now Draw Me an Animal is what, like 5K? I think it's 5,000 channel points to redeem that. Yeah. So it's going to go down to 2K. So I think I'm gonna move a lot of like the higher cost stuff is going to be lower. Probably not the stickers and art prints in the mail, just because that cost me money. But like, you know, the emote dance party, the Draw Me an Animal. I might have a few new ones. Like there might be a karaoke redeem. Of course, that one's not going to be 2K channel points. That one's going to be 2K bits, because you guys, I'm too shy to just sing on stream for just channel points. And also, I'm trying to save up for a printer, so. Anyway, we'll be doing all kinds of stuff on Friday. Oh, and then Chris Wright had a great idea. He said to do year 2000 themed songs on Friday, so that'll be fun. So anyway, I gotta make a playlist, or at least like have a good section of time where I can play year 2000 songs. But anyway, let's get back to our studies. We're doing figure drawings today for the art gym. And if anybody has warm-up studies that they're working on, always feel free to drop any WorkSafe warm-ups into the warm-up studies section. Just make sure any art you put in there is a study and not like a finished piece of art or, yeah, just hopefully like a study. The purpose of the drawing is to study, is to learn. Like you can see that this is a study. This is not a finished piece of art, right? You can do studies for finished pieces of art, but the part that we want to encourage other artists to do and to look at and to see is the study. So if you have any studies, feel free to share, or you can link. First drawing of the day is always oh hey, we got a link right here. I'll pull that up so that I can make sure I don't I know this reference. I think I used it last time that we did a study. Great. I'll keep this tabbed up, Yanni. Thanks for drawing. And when we get to the sharing part, I'll be sure not to skip it. Let me put it with my other tab so I don't lose it. It is a fun ref, yeah. And honestly, like refs that are combined like this, like combined, what I mean by combined is like have interactive poses are sometimes a little harder, you know? Because you gotta really check your proportions when you have two characters interacting. Great job. Okay. Yanni, would you be horribly upset if I actually copied this image and just dropped it in the warm-up studies so I can just scroll through, or do you not want your work on Discord? Because if not, it's totally fine. Just let me know. I wonder if your mods... Oh, you're good, you're good. Where community can post songs or play... Yeah, that's true. I mean, we do have a music share section of the Discord, so if you guys have some music that is, you know, like clean from the year 2000, be sure to recommend it to me. Yeah, it just might make sure that I don't forget it, Yanni, honestly. Bye, Yanni. I'm just typing the shorthand version of your name. I hope that's okay. Okay, that way I can remember and I don't lose it in all my millions of tabs. Okay, click, 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 click. Let's get back to, let's do another 5-minute study here. Remove this one. So I think the construction is over, which is good. I actually thought they were going to be here a little longer. Put you over here. Okay, let's do this one now. Try to keep it small. We shall see how that goes. So I'm gonna set the clock for 5 minutes. See how it goes. You're the same, but you don't retain it. I think I'm just super curious about it, Spicy Job. Yeah, I don't retain all of it. Like, I really struggle with, like, birds and bugs and fish because there's just so many species in these categories. And so I don't know them as well as I'd like. Probably birds a little more than the other two, but still, like, even birds. There's so many birds, you guys. So many dinosaurs out there. The dinosaurs never left. And they're hard to keep track of. There's so many varieties. I'm glad you guys liked the Colugo. It's a Shar-Pei squirrel. Yes, it totally is. You don't like them, Sloppy. It's too much skin. Okay, look away, Sloppy. I'm so sorry to have scarred you. YouTube Shorts is a great way to find animals. There are a lot of, like, yeah, interesting animals kind of making the rounds on YouTube Shorts and stuff that are, like, bizarre animals, for sure. Oh no! Isel apparently doesn't like it either. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, you know, that's why there's lots of different animals, because we all have different tastes, right? I think they're just really interesting. Like, I don't know. Just the amount of physics that goes into that kind of a creature design really is incredible to me. Okay, let me draw now. Let's draw. How come I can't draw? What's going on? There we go. Every once in a while, I forget what I'm doing. Yeah, I'll do this pose. We'll just keep going. I'm gonna have to save these other ones for next time, though. Ooh, also my phone is about to die. Got only 15% battery. Okay. 5 minutes on the clock, gestures, and going now. David boy. Oops, I forgot to make my line smaller. This is quite the flexible person here, you guys. I'm like, holy cow, that, talk about a line of action. Oh no. Hold on, pause. I gotta move this. This should not count against me on my time. Because I didn't plan. Did not leave room. There we go. Sun was driving and the day was hot. Daddy turned his face up towards the sky. Knew that there was nothing to lose. And I closed my eyes. Okay, let's start my timer again. Make sure my thing works. There we go. Get a little smaller too. Did that resume? Okay, it did. I might give myself a few extra seconds here because that was a lot of. I kind of want to find a different proportioned model though too. I feel like the downside of only using one body type of model is that you only get really proficient at drawing that type of body in your art, and so it becomes really hard to make character design because then all of your characters end up having the same body plan basically. And so you kind of want to make sure you study a variety of figure types so that your characters are more visually distinctive. Same thing with faces. You want to make sure you're studying like different ethnicities, different ages, like different types of facial structures, just so you can get an idea for like all the options out there. So it can really influence your ability to make a convincing character or build a convincing world if you have variety. Cookie cutter characters are hard to avoid. And I think one way to do it is to just practice different types of people. I think a big one is ages. I really don't see people do a variety of aged characters very often. And it's something that you hear about a lot in portfolios, at least in book portfolios. I'm not sure if it's the same for like game and animation industry, but I would imagine it would be. That if you can show that you can do a variety of aged humans, it just shows a greater proficiency and breadth. Yeah, there's just different proportions that happen as you are different ages of life, and it's they can each lend themselves to making really interesting character designs. I have a whole folder in my Pinterest board of character design art, and there's like all ages of characters in there, and I think it's really interesting to see how different artists kind of just to apply what they learn, and you can tell when somebody has really studied and done a variety of studies. Just something to think about, especially if you're somebody who's trying to do industry work of any kind. If you're just drawing for fun, I mean, I think it'll still make you more happy in the long run with your art if you can do a variety of things. Like, you're just going to have more fun. You're not going to hit art block as often because really, for me, I think a lot of what art block is you just feel uninspired. And a lot of people don't realize this, but the reason they feel uninspired, not always, but a lot of times, is because they're just drawing the same thing over and over. Like, part of what makes art interesting is the challenge. It's the creative problem solving. And if you keep drawing the same thing over and over, eventually you're just going to get tired of drawing because you're not really creating anymore. You're just iterating. And so if you start to feel like that, if you're that person and you're like, man, I just haven't felt inspired, like, do some studies. Do a study of something you don't draw very often, and do it a few times because it's going to be terrible the first time. That's part of why our motto is to get the bad drawings out for Art Gym, and that's kind of the idea behind Art Gym in a lot of ways. I know a lot of you have heard me say this before, but in case we have some new folks in chat, the idea is to just kind of inspire everybody to challenge themselves, and you never know, you might find that you really enjoy drawing a subject matter that you used to think you wouldn't enjoy, and it could totally inspire the way that you do your art moving forward. So, and like what kinds of things you're drawing. Plus, it just keeps it interesting, You don't want to get bored. We're actually doing a thing next week, like a character design type study or challenge. where we're gonna bring a character and design it multiple ways. So also like kind of like a style exercise, basically. So if you are somebody who's trying to develop a style or think more about shape language, come on in. Back on Monday. I think I put all those words out of order. Come back in on Monday is what I was trying to say. Okay. Perfect timing. I was feeling pretty done with that anyway. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different like texture and variety to it. I feel like a lot of times I hear people, or at least I see people when they draw older people, they just draw the exact same anatomy that you'd have on a young, like a youthful person in their teens or 20s, and then they just draw lines around like the eyes. And like that's not how it works. Like it's not just the eye shapes that change. It's like everything. The muscles are going to be like lankier. They're like the skin is going to be droopier everywhere. There's just a different texture, you know? So it's something to think about. Shape language. Yeah. No, that's actually, yeah, it's like a term. You hear it more when you're talking about design. You'll hear it a lot if you run in graphic design circles. But even like animation and gaming circles talk about shape language a lot because your character, anytime you do any kind of design work, like character designers think about shape language a lot. And we'll talk about shape language more next week. It's something I need to work on. So like, I don't want to give the impression that I am a good person to emulate with shape language. I'm really not. It's an area of growth for me. But yeah, there's a lot of variety, and the more variety you can learn to feel comfortable with, like drawing, the more interesting your character work is going to be, and the better storytelling you can do. Because like shape can say a lot about the character. I mean, look at Pixar movies. Look at like Up, for example. You know, the main character in Up is extremely square, right? Short, square, kind of, and it tells you something about his character. And as you watch the movie, you'll actually notice he looks less boxy as he kind of loosens up with life and like embraces life again. You know, he sheds the very square suit jacket that he starts with in the beginning, and his hair is not quite as square. Like, you can say a lot with storytelling just with your character design. So it's really important stuff to think about if you're somebody wanting to do character work of any kind, whether it's for fun or for jobs. But okay, so these were 5-minute studies. He is square as heck, yeah. But like, if you look at the end, like the end scene where he's like doing all the stuff like on the blimp or whatever. Spoiler alert, there's a blimp. He doesn't look as boxy. Like, he looks more, there's like ways that they're showing him moving that seem less like, you know, just like walking around with his shoulders next to his ears kind of thing. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, well, and like I said, we'll talk more about this next week too, but since we're talking about it right now, and also if you haven't seen the movie Up, you have to watch Up. But like, this is how he starts the movie, like super square everything, like square jaw, square hair. Oh no, this is what I'm trying to look at here, not all this stuff. Yeah, just super boxy. Very, like, everything is a box. His glasses are squares, his whole body shape is a square. It's really, really fun. And then by the end of it, like, you see he's got, that's not a great example, but he's got, like, rolled up, like, he's shed the jacket, his hair's a little more tousled, like, there's just more life and color and roundness to him. He still has that body type, but they've found ways to change his silhouette to make him look looser. He's not as structured as he was in the beginning, you know? So anyway, just a fun character study. Okay, but like I said, we'll talk more about that next week. All right, it is almost 12 o'clock, so I think I'm going to get into the studies that you guys have done. So, yeah, here's what I accomplished today. Didn't do as many as I was hoping, but honestly, considering all the distractions here with all that construction, I'm not too displeased. We did 30-second, 45-second, a minute and 30, and then 3 5-minute, and of course a draw me an animal. So pretty fun little stream. But let's see what you guys got into, and then once I'm done going through everything in the Discord for the warm-up studies, again, just make sure it's a warm-up. If you drop something in there, like, make sure it's a study. But once we look at that, then I'll move on and we'll find someone to trade, and then we'll come back tomorrow and we'll do it all again except something different, and we'll talk more about that at the end. But You did one. That is a victory. Absolutely. Hey, listen, if anybody who's listening to the sound of my voice did a drawing of any kind today, especially if it was a study, if you warmed up in any way over the last 2 hours, or before that, it doesn't have to be from sitting here, but give yourself a pat on the back. That's more studies than a lot of people do. Excuse me, hiccups. Speaking from experience, that's more studies than I did for years. So if you did even one drawing, even if it was a quick gesture or just a simple study, that's awesome. That's part of what the art gym is for. We're keeping each other accountable to actually doing things. So I think it's totally fine and wonderful. All right, let's scroll on up. So the way it works, guys, is that we have, okay, here we are at the top. So basically what I will do whenever I do these show pieces is at the end of stream, we will look at what everybody did. I'll basically start with my study from yesterday, which was, let's just get away from that. And then anything that's posted below my study is what I will share. So if you're working right now and like you just got here and you just started and you're like, shoot, I have to hurry, I don't want to miss it. Please don't rush. Like, get what you need out of your study and then post it in here anyway. At the end of study tomorrow, I'll show anything under my post from today, if that makes sense. You have 24 hours. And then if you don't get it done in time for tomorrow, literally we just keep doing it every single week. So you can post a study at any point in here, just again, as long as it's a study and as long as it's work safe. I know I've got some new folks in the Discord, so just make sure, if you don't mind, that it is work safe. And if any mods see some non-work safe stuff, just let me know. Or just like quietly remove it or ask that person to censor it or something. But yeah, if anyone wants to, we have a warm-up section here in the Discord. It's called Warm-Up Studies. And if you have art to share, like finished art, that can go in Art Share. Okay, and then we also have a monthly art showcase, but I'm not going to talk about that yet. We can talk about that at the end. So let's see. Here's mine from yesterday, and we will scroll down and see. This is lovely Suntroa. I'm counting this as a study. I had to look up and interpret a number of different mosses. That's fair. That's fair. I will say this probably skirts the line. I would personally call this a finished art piece. A study is more something that has like the intention of the piece is to learn. So I'm gonna say that this is probably a little bit on the line, but it is beautiful. It's wonderfully done. And if you guys aren't sure what Suntro is talking about, Streaming is a monthly art prompt series that I'm doing and I'm helping promote. I'm one of the featured streamers. I got to go on the 1st of October, and if you want to get involved in this, I highly recommend Suntra. I hope you post this online so people can find it. It is lovely. But please go and share stuff. I'm looking at the streaming hashtags. If you stream on Twitch, use, like you can see my tags under my video, I think. I have streaming in there. Use streaming here on Twitch so that we can find you, because a lot of us are rating people that are using that tag this month. So especially if you're doing a streaming prompt, don't just use it and then like play a game, obviously. But if you're working on streaming art, we're trying to, it's a good way to meet other art streamers here on Twitch. So if you're trying to like meet more people and kind of get started in the art Twitch world, highly recommend it. It's been really awesome. There's a lot of great artists doing prompts like these. This one was moss, and it is lovely, Santroa. It is very lovely. I'd be curious to know what kind of moss you looked at. Is that a water bear? Is that a tardigrade? Oh my gosh, I love the tardigrade. Amazing. Fantastic. Love a good tardigrade. That's awesome. Water bear. Anyway, and then if you guys post anything on social media, use Streaming2024, because that hashtag makes it a lot easier for us to find your art. I have been resharing stuff. I'll be doing it all month on my Instagram and my Twitter and my Blue Sky and anywhere, basically. But if you post something from my prompt, dinosaur, make sure you tag me, because sometimes it doesn't show me, especially on Instagram, it doesn't always show me the people who are posting. I'm trying not to miss anything. But yeah. Now here we have a lovely study that from Amaze's images that he shared. Amaze, I can already tell these look like awesome studies. Really nice gesture here. Really, really good. You are so... It's so clear every time we see a figure study from Amaze, like how comfortable you are with like human proportion and human form. You spend so much time doing human characters. Like it really shows that you've put in a lot of practice. This is really great movement here. Really great structure, like in the hips and the shoulder and like the pivot. You really like nailed that motion with the lines from the cloth. This is lovely. Yeah, super, super good movement. Yeah. And for anyone who's newer to art, You might be thinking, what do you mean movement? It's not moving. Well, it's the ability to imply motion with line or with any kind of paint stroke. Pieces can have implied movement that, like, it almost looks like it's an action, if that makes sense. So I think you did a fantastic job, Maze. Great structure, obviously, in the face, the body, everything. Really, really nice study here. Oh, here we go. Here's another good one. Lovely, really good. This is almost more of a cloth study at this point, which is totally fine. We need to do probably another fabric study. I haven't done that in a while. Really, really nice movement in the clothing in this big, especially this like big baggy shape. It's kind of complex what it's doing along the body, and so it's a really good idea to study stuff like this. And the hair has good movement too, and great proportions also. Lovely, lovely stuff, Amaze. Thank you so much for sharing. Your prowess and your proficiency is palpable, if I could use some alliteration to emphasize my point here. Oh, and by the way, if you guys aren't following Amaze, Amazing Fan 15 also streams. We talked him into streaming recently, so if you want to watch Amaze work his magic, go give him a follow. He does animation, he does character design, he does comic work, all kinds of stuff on stream. Definitely worth a follow. Let me see, I think I missed some things in chat. Hold on. If you need original figure and portrait references to work from with permission, you know a guy, Bill Nash. If you have a website where we can find those things, please feel free to link us. There's quite a few artists in chat who I'm sure would be more than happy to use references if it's okay with the photographer. Because that is hard to know sometimes. So yeah, please drop any links as long as they're not, you know, totally not work safe. But yeah, you do great work, so it'd be awesome to use some of your stuff. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, right, Rue? Okay, moving on down to Rue. Speaking of, some lovely studies. Look at these gestures. Oh, these are super fun. 1 minute each. Nice, nice. Oh, these are great. Where did you find? Did you use one of those pose websites that does like a timed sketch thing for you? Those are really helpful. One of these days I'm going to do that on screen. I just need to really vet it because I'm afraid I would do that and then my reference would like suddenly be not safe for work, you know? So I don't really use those on stream, but I have used them before for like private study. Really, really good. BillNash.com, perfect. Yeah, anything on your website is fair game. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I just meant as long as the whole thing's not safe for work. Tag me when you share it so I can see what real art. Oh no, photography is an art form all into itself. Like the ability to compose an image. I really do think if you know how to compose an image, you know how to compose an illustration. You know what works and what doesn't. It's just a different. It's like instead of finding it in something that exists, you're creating it from that knowledge of what you know works. You know. Line of action lets you choose covered or nude or both. Yeah, I've used those before, and some of them have been a little borderline, so it just makes me nervous about doing it on stream. But I'll keep trying them, and maybe if I can find a setting or a combo or a website that's pretty consistently safe, I might do it on stream sometime. But yeah, there are some, yeah, like Sloppy said, guys, if you click that link at the top of my chat, it'll take you to my reference page, and there's a figure studies folder there on my Pinterest board that'll take you to like multiple websites like Line of Action or Quick Poses, all sorts of reference places to do these. But these are great. These are great, Rue. And it's helpful too because then you can do things like this, like what Rue did, and you can just quickly go through lots of poses. It'll find them for you. You can filter them as you like, and it really helps. I love these cloth studies you guys are doing. This looks like you guys are doing some clothed figures, but really nice drapery, good shapes, really nice silhouettes you can see for your character designs. Oh, I like this one a lot. I like this one a lot too. This is great action, great movement, great job, Rue. And yes, I'm glad to give Rue a shout out, guys. If you're not following Rue, also does fantastic character art and animation. So if you want to go follow Rue. Also been doing some really great stuff with streaming. I've been loving all your animations. I'm impressed with you, frankly. I don't know how you have the stamina. Sloppy drew with us, you guys. I'm so honored. You tried them, and now we'll be removing them from my site. Hey, just a friendly reminder, Sloppy. That's our theme. That means you did it right. You got to get those bad drawings out. You know, you got to get the drawings out that you aren't proud of. It's intimidating. I think this right here is honestly what keeps more people from drawing than anything else. It's just feeling like you're making a bad drawing and being frustrated is such a hard thing to confront over and over and to work through. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like, you just gotta, they say it takes 1,000 bad drawings to make a good drawing, or one that you're proud of, you know? So you just gotta push through. You just got the first like 5 out, you know? You'll get there, you'll get there. You're doing awesome. Let's go look at them. Thank you for sharing with us also. That's really hard to do when you're not confident about something you've done and you share it anyway. That's like the hardest part of an art class, in my opinion. Sloppy, these are really, I don't think you're doing as bad. Like, I've seen a lot of first-time figure drawings, and people who've never done a study before, and people who've never done gesture before. And it's a hard thing to wrap your mind around. And just know, these are not as bad as you think they are, okay? I'm not just saying that. I've seen a lot of figure drawing from people of all ages. These are good. You're showing a good grasp of anatomy. Like, this has really great weight. This one right here, really great weight. It's really grounded into the pose feels grounded. Your proportions are pretty solid. Like, you've got that loose, like you're trying to find the shapes, you're trying to find the line of action, you're trying to find proportion. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. Yeah, I think you did great, and thank you so much for trusting us enough to share your struggle. Thank you for struggling with us. I'll have you know that figure drawing did not come naturally to me either. I do not find a lot of things interesting about the human form, so it's been a long journey for me to get to a place where I find things interesting to draw. So don't give up. Don't give up. These are great. These are great. I can see that you're starting to look for value and stuff too, like shadows. Like, this is, honestly, getting a figure grounded and feeling present is one of the hardest things about figure drawing. And some of these are really good at, like, this middle one feels really, like, your foreshortening is solid. It feels really grounded again. Like, don't stop, Sloppy. And the nice thing about being able to draw at work too is you can kind of secretly, like, if you work in a place where there's like a lot of people just kind of standing around or browsing, you can kind of like sneak little studies. Like, sometimes I would do that when I would go to the library when I was in college. I would just like sit there and draw people reading because they're holding still, you know, or at the coffee shop, you know, draw people like playing on their tablet. It's always a good time. Oh, we got an ad coming up in 5 minutes. Okay, but Sloppy, thank you for sharing. Thank you for drawing with us. I think you did great. I'm honored that you joined in. Here's the one from Yanni that I stuck in here just so that I wouldn't forget. This looks great, Yanni. Lovely, lovely figures. I think your proportions are really solid. There actually is some weird foreshortening going on in this image because I remember drawing this picture. So I think you did a great job drawing what you saw and not what you think you saw. The faces are actually really solid. I really need to work on my portraiture. Like, drawing a face is not easy. You did a great job. This is good. Great values. I think this is a great study, Yanni. And you know what? I'm honored that you drew with us as well. I know it's not the easiest thing to like motivate yourself to try and draw stuff, but that's why we do it together, folks. Because nobody really wants to work out at the art gym, but we all know we need to. And so here we are, struggling together, making bad drawings together. It's all good. It's all good. Reposting Discord on mobile. Oh, no worries. Thanks for sharing, Charzia. And this one's from Yanni. If you're still in here, I don't remember if you stream. I don't think you do. Not yet, anyway. Am I following you? I am. Okay, just making sure. Let's see. It's the same in photography. One of the greats said your first 10,000 photos are crap. Yeah, I think it's just any skill you're learning. Anytime you're skill building, you just have to embrace the struggle. Like, there's no way to shortcut getting around the bad art. You know, bad being subjective, but there's just no way to like speed that process up. You just have to learn and mess up, and it's hard to do. We don't like it. We have pride, you know. Human pride is a hard thing to overcome. So if you've done a drawing today, even if you didn't share it, and if you hated it, you know what? Good for you. Because human pride is tough. And if you can get through that step and just embrace the idea that you're gonna mess up a lot at first, and even like I've been drawing my whole life, I mess up all the time. I struggle with it, but I'm trying to embrace it, you know? Streaming makes you humble, that's for sure, because like here, I can't hide when I mess up. And so I just have to like let it happen. It just is what it is. Yeah, exactly, Reiko. Sucking at something is the first step towards being sort of good at something. Yeah, exactly. We're all here to learn. You use a program called gesture drawing. Wait, what? Oh, you mean you're just doing a gesture drawing? Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Charzia has some studies. These are from your life drawing class, right? Did we give you a shout out yet? I can't remember. There we go. Follow Charzia, guys, if you aren't already following Charzia. Does great work. Ooh, this is lovely. Man, Charzia, are you feeling like you're getting stretched doing something from life versus from a picture? Or maybe that's just my experience, but I feel like I can really see you working out the proportions here. I like the variety of line work too. Like different types of line for the hair, for the clothes, for the value. Really, really pretty. These are lovely too. Ah, I love this. Look at the values here. These are great. Some really nice lighting on these figures. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And it's great too because again, you get to like become familiar with different body types when you do live studies. It's so much easier to get a variety in a live figure drawing class, I think, than it is just like looking up references online, because so often we're gonna find like the perfect person type gesture references. It's so hard to just find like a variety of shapes and a variety of skeletal and muscular builds and fat versus muscle ratios and ages, and it's really hard to come across that and to find good ones. It's easier to draw from a photo than life, as evident by some students taking photos of the model. Oh my gosh, really? Okay, that was like super frowned upon. Did they let them do that? That was like mega no-no when I was doing figure drawing classes. It was like they did not consent to a photo. You cannot take photos of them. Like, and also that defeats the whole purpose of having a live model. Like, you're not going to learn anything different. But yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. It is easier to draw from a flattened image. That's crazy that people are doing that in class. Maybe that's just weird to me. I don't know. Like, my figure drawing teacher was like, do not. Do not do that. Oh, man. You can't take your phone out in the... Yeah, exactly, Yanni. Yeah, that's like a huge no-no. At least in the ones I've taken. I'm surprised they're letting them do that. You know what? And you know what? It sucks for those guys, too, because they're not gonna learn as much. Like, they're not gonna get the value for their time spent at all. If you're just taking a photo, you may as well just use reference online. If you're gonna let the camera flatten it for you, you're not gonna get the value. That's a shame. I'm glad you're not doing that, because you're gonna learn more. You're gonna learn more. I love the line weight that you used here. Look at this thicker, heavier outline with like the lighter hatching. You can really feel like that you were like searching for the skin textures in this portrait. This is lovely, and I like that strong brow shape. Man, like this is the kind of stuff you can only really, I feel like you can only really fully understand when you're looking and you're carefully studying actually a three-dimensional person. And you have to see how, like, as they breathe, the shadows change, and it helps you to understand the form because you can see the shadows shifting ever so slightly, you know? Like, there's just more that you can, I think, anyway, there's more that you can learn. And I'm so glad you get to do that. You're really making me want to, like, sit down and do some research and see if I can find a local university that lets people sit in on figure drawing classes. Man, that blows my mind that they're letting... Maybe it's because they're clothed and they're not... unclothed models. I wonder if that's why they don't care as much. But still, I don't know. That just like blows my mind. Art of DHT. Hey, yeah, I think we saw this one actually. I think you shared this one already. But it looks great. You know, nice job. I don't know the reference picture you were using, so I'm not sure what level of study it was. But thank you for sharing and participating. Hopefully, if you draw some new studies, we'd love to see that too. But like I said, I think last time, it looks good. You can tell that you're working through proportion, trying to find the values and all that stuff. But yeah, love to see it. Good expression as well. And thank you for sharing. I don't know if you remember you did this last week. Okay, so you knew you posted. Yeah. Yeah, we'd love to see some new stuff from you too. They also tend to move. Yeah, a little bit. And sometimes that makes it harder. But in other ways, I think it does help. Or I don't know if help's the right word. It's just like part of the figure drawing process, right? Yeah, I don't know. I have lots of thoughts about it, but I really hope everybody, and if you're still working, by the way, don't feel like you have to rush to put anything in here. I know it's fun to get your work up on screen, but like take your time. I do this every single Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so there's no rush, no pressure over here. Just take your time, get what you need to out of your study, and post whenever you're ready. And just like I said, as long as it's work safe and actually a study, I'm happy to look at it here on stream. And by the way, if anybody like wants to show off finished work on stream, we do a showcase once a month. right now. If it gets more popular and we do like more people start posting than we have time to get through, then I might do it more than once a month. But I think right now once a month is fine. So if you have a piece that you're super proud of, that you really want everyone to see, more than just in the art share channel, post your piece in the monthly art showcase. There's only one piece allowed per person per month, so make sure you check out the pinned rules in there. But I'd invite anybody who wants me to look at stuff more in depth on stream to post it in there, because that's where I'm gonna be able to like spend more time on pieces that are not just studies. But I do appreciate you guys participating and hanging out. And if you, like I said, if you drew along at home but didn't share, you still succeeded. So give yourself a pat on the back, because it's not easy. It's not easy to confront this sometimes, especially if you are new to doing studies. So good for you. Good for you. And thank you guys for joining. This was a fun one. We might start doing 2 figure drawing sessions a month, I think. Just because I think these are really helpful, at least for me. I don't know about you guys. And hopefully it'll help me to like actually feel more comfortable drawing people, which I really need to do. So we might start doing these at least twice a month. But for now, I am going to raid into hopefully somebody else doing some art. And we're going to see if we can find somebody, especially doing something that is work safe. That's usually tends to be my first goal. And we'll see what we can see. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, there's so many people who had just started streaming. Help, how do I pick? Okay, hold on guys. No, I have a good idea. Oh, should we? I would raid into Kevo. He's doing, it is Kevo Koala's stream day, guys. I really do want to be supportive of the streaming peeps. Let me see what he's up to, because sometimes Kevo Koala is not work safe. I think his prompt is work safe. His prompt is honey. I think I've seen his sketch. Let me just look at it really fast here. Oh good, he's zooming out. I want to say that his art he's working on for this is totally work safe. I don't know that the conversation is always work safe, so maybe just like take that with a grain of salt. But I think, let me check out his socials really fast. I feel like I should, if I'm streaming at the same time as a stream anchor, I really feel like I should be at least trying to, oops, hold on. Whoa, I don't know what that's about. Sorry, guys. One sec, I have to do some research. Yeah, it's Honey Day, streaming Honey Day. Why, what the heck? He's making it very hard for me to find his stuff. Hold on, Kevo Koala. There we go, found him. Probably he's got something in his stories, maybe? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've seen his sketch, and I think it's work safe. I've seen like half of it, and so far it looks fine. But I'm just gonna go ahead and warn you guys right now, just in case. You might want to turn down your volume if you are with kids, or if you are at work. You might want to lower the volume. Sometimes the chat is not always, like, conversation is more 18 and up. But the work itself, what's on screen, it looks like, I see it now, it looks like it is totally work safe. So we're going to go ahead and actually raid into Kevo Koala today, just because we want to do some streaming support. So if you want to do a streaming supportive type message, you sure can. Or you can just do our normal, don't panic. Don't panic, it's a Casey raid. Let me type it in. One of these days I'm actually going to have like a command for it. Right now I don't have that. Because I think you have to like subscribe your bot or something to make that happen. Does anyone know how to do that without subscribing your bot? Because I sure don't. If you want to do something else though, feel free. But for now, let's go ahead and raid into Kevo Koala. Wish him a happy streaming day. He came and hung out on my streaming day, so I'd love to return the favor. And I'll be back on tomorrow, guys. Be back doing, hold on, let me check. We'll be back on doing something in the morning. I only stream once on Tuesdays. I stream twice a day on Monday and Wednesday right now. Tomorrow's schedule, and you can find this in the Discord if you're ever curious, but it looks like tomorrow's schedule is Ugly Animals. Oh yeah, I found this really funny holiday. It's called Love and Ugly Animal Day. It's supposed to be about hagfish, but you can pick your own ugly animal. We're gonna draw some ugly animals tomorrow. It should be fun. It actually might be a really fun like shape challenge too. But we're gonna do some studies of creatures that are not typically drawn, creatures that are not seen as lovely. And I think it should be a fun one. So yeah, come on back for that. Think about some grotesque critters that you could draw, and we'll come back and do that in the morning. And then I'll be working on actually my Christmas card in the afternoon because I really need to get that. I need to at least thumbnail that. So we'll be working on that tomorrow. But yeah, anyway, hopefully I'll see you guys later. Thanks, Amaze, for posting all my socials in the Discord. If anyone needs that stuff, it's there in the chat. But for now, get your raid calls ready, or just wish him a happy streaming, honestly. And if you have any work you're doing for his streaming, the topic is honey, be sure to maybe get a link ready. He might want to see it, I don't know. But for now, let's go say hi, and I'll see you guys over there, okay? Bye-bye!